Hello, you're watching Bantams Small Talk, sponsored by Peckover Transport. We give you results, not excuses.
So here we are with another edition of Bantams Small Talk, sponsored by Peckover Transport. We give you results and not excuses. Today I think you might recognise this young man. I'm delighted to be joined by the former Bradford City kitman, John Duckworth. First of all, John, thanks for coming in. Obviously, how are you doing in general?
I'm doing okay, thank you. I've retired from work completely now, except for my 2 shops that I have. But yes, I still look out for Bradford's results.
Yeah, so first of all, could you tell us about your itinerary on a home game? You know, you obviously were a kitman. What was your itinerary on a traditional home game?
On a home game,
yeah,
I would have the team the night before.
Yep.
So on the Friday afternoon, last thing, I'll put all the kit out ready and everything. So on the morning, Saturday morning, I'd come in nice and early, make sure everything was set up, make sure the balls were blown up, make sure the managers' stuff were ready, because I've been with, I think, about 9 managers, and they're all different. They all have different superstitions, believe it or not. And I make sure everything's set up, so when the players used to get there at 1:30, and then the manager coming at 1:45, the manager sit in my office, would watch a bit of Sky television, and then they'd go and do the team talk. All right, then the managers come back out of the dressing room until the team are ready to go.
That's brilliant.
The warm up. Yeah.
And how did it perhaps differ from when you were at an away game? Was there any different regimes?
Well, an away game, if it were an overnight, with me and the goalkeeping coach, Fancy, Lee Butler, Kevin Pressman, we'd go down about 11 o'clock in the morning to the ground.
Yeah.
They'd get all the kit off and I'd set up. Kevin Pressman used to stay with me, the others 2 would come back, and but we used to get all the kit ready and everything. And Kevin Pressman used to buy me pie and chips every game, so we're all right.
What pie were your favourite pie?
Minced beef and onion. But if I wanted an overnight stay,
yep,
we used to go down. We used to have a van, and we used to go down in the van by myself and just set up.
That's absolutely brilliant. So can you tell, obviously, when you first got the role, and how did you take over players?
The first time, well, I worked at Huddersfield B&Q for the Surrey office, near where Bradford, so it was a part-time job, going in laundrette on a Saturday and Sunday. So I went down there, got interviewed by Barry Wood, and then within 3 months I was working there full-time. So then some unfortunate events happened, and unfortunately Barry got let go, and they offered me the job.
Yes, I always remember you there, and obviously saw you a few times when you were doing your charity work.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want to dwell on your relationship with any reasons for leaving Bradford City, but you obviously had some good and memorable times at the club. Which would you say was your most fondest moment? Was you were at City and you were actually enjoying it, or was it not really one that stands out?
There were loads of memorable things that happened while I was there. I was there at the successful time.
Yep.
I was there when we weren't winning games. I mean, I arrived when Colin Todd was the manager. That's how long ago it was. And I left when Stuart was the manager, and then Stuart left 6 weeks later. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of memorable times. Obviously, we had all the cup wins at Wembley, 3 Wembleys. I mean, how many more kitmen can say they sat on a bench at Wembley 3 times? Let alone in a major cup final,
yep,
where Alpol were the only one in the league to have done that. So yeah, the most memorable time to me would believe Northampton in playoffs, because we got beat by Swansea City in the Carabao Cup, or Capital One Cup then as it was. Yep. And in the dressing room afterwards, Phil Parks and Dordrew sat quiet and said, right, what do we do now? And Gary Jones stood up and says, we come back and win promotion. And that's exactly what we did, because at that time we were 12 points behind Exeter City, and we got into top 7th, I think we got into, and then we got promoted. So that was that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game actually.
Yeah.
So you must have worked alongside lots of Bradford City players and managers.
Yeah.
Have you any funny stories or memories? Can you tell us something funny that sticks out in your mind, or any sort of situations that happen?
Well, Stephen Darby and Rory McArdle always roomed together.
Yep.
When we did an overnight stay, I used to take some training kit down for them to relax, and I'll take get up in the morning and go for a swim and that. And they always ask me to put it outside the door, and they leave the shoes outside the door for me to polish for them and everything. Just wind me up totally, them two Muppets. But they're great people. Matt Kilgallen, we were playing, I can't remember we were playing, and it got to half time, we were absolutely slinging it down, and all the other players got chairs full of it. And I said to Matt, I said, are you getting changed? He went, no, I'll tell you after the game. And apparently got picked to play for England, and he played first half, and he was best player on pitch. He changed his shirt at half time, and they substituted him after another 10 minutes. He said, so he'll never get changed again. So we have loads of funny stories, you know, when we go out with Stuart and that, when there's Christmas dues, we have to stand up in the restaurant and sing. You know, in the middle of the restaurant, you've never even been there before, and you have to get up and do it and sing a song. You know what I mean? So, but we've been away together and everything. And Greg, obviously Greg and Kenny Black, they're very good friends, Steve Banks and Stuart. So we always go, we always make time for a drink, and we always go out.
That's brilliant. And sort of sticking on this subject, who would you say, well, you more or less just talked about, who would you say was the biggest joke of the character of the team, and who was perhaps the most intimidating or challenging player?
The biggest joker, different years had different jokers, but Tony McMahon, obviously he was just a complete joker. Andrew Davis were another one. You know, they always played tricks. Intimidated ones, I think there were only one, but I shouldn't really name him really, but he left us, went to Bristol Rovers, Guy Branston. You know, he wasn't intimidating, it was just the way he come across, you know what I mean, but that's what people are like, you know what I mean, so, but what other one?
Most intimidating or challenging?
Challenging? I don't think we're ever challenging one, because I was there at the time when Kyle Reid was challenging. You had to try, he was like looking after your son, you know what I mean, he was so wanting for everything, he's Reid, he was great lad, absolutely great lad. But that's about it. We did so many different squads, right? But that one, when Phil was there, it's probably like the one they've got now, with Graham Alexander, where they're all together. That's where it is.
They're the same unit at the moment.
Yeah.
And obviously, like me and you, we love to do charity work.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do charity work, and which would you say is your most fondest charity to raise sport players?
I started with charity work, I think about 3 years after I'd been there. I did the 3 Peaks. In fact, I put it on Facebook the other day, I got to remember it.
Brilliant.
I think we did the 3 Peaks. Lee Bullock did it, Peter Jackson. You know what I mean? So we did that. I think Peter Jackson died after the second one, but we completed it all and we had a good drink afterwards. I did that for the Burns unit.
Yeah.
And then I did Bradford to Lincoln walk in 23 hours.
Wow.
So did that non-stop. Started off with 6 of us, and Deron and me got there, but I made sure we all crossed the line up together. You know, it was a team event, a team thing. So then I've done Lincoln to Bradford. The most challenging one, I would say, Southend to Bradford in 7 days.
Wow.
So, but that was with Emma Tillotson, Mark Tillotson and Scott Tillotson, and it was great. We had a great time. You know what I mean? And Ibis used to put us up and everything, so it was a great time.
I can understand what it's like, because obviously, you know, the one that I've done locally, which is like, finally walked 365 miles, but obviously that's over a month. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Anybody who's charity work, I've got a lot of respect for them, to be honest.
Yep.
It's harder than what you think, and especially when Emma Tillotson runs mine, because I've done my Christmas balls and everything, but come to a point now where I'm 69, and you think, is there anything left, so I might just do one more ball and just have a humdinger for Stephen Darby, because Stephen's been patient with charity for 6-7 years. You know, Nathan Clark, you know, Rory McCann, Colin Joel comes to them all, you know what I mean, so we're all right.
Because that's going to be the next question, what's your next mission, what's your next...
It's going to be a final charity ball. I'll invite all, I'll have a private do. I invite all the people who helped me and just I pay for all that for them. But I want one last charity ball, just say goodbye.
Yeah, and obviously, talking of Stephen Darby, and as you know, there's a meal on the 17th at the Parade.
Yeah, I know that.
What's, obviously, I think you've already basically told us about. What's your relationships like with Stephen Darby? What was it like working alongside him, basically?
Me and Stephen, obviously we can't talk much now, obviously, because of what's going on in his life, unfortunately. But we used to do loads together. You know, before charity do, we'd come to somewhere like this for a coffee before we actually went to the place. And he actually went to, I think the last one he bought me a lasagna and chips in Aldo's, and he paid for it, which I nearly fainted because it's the only thing he's ever paid for. But yeah, he used to come everywhere, we do everything together, so it's a great bloke. And unfortunately, it's the nice people that everything attacks, not the people you think should deserve it, but nobody deserves it. But Stephen, nah, I'm not having that. So I love him bits.
So do I. So my next question is, what's the importance you can tell people of either raising money for everybody or just sort of raising awareness and talking about it?
I think all three. Raising money for them, because they need money. Even though it's like Rob Burrows and that, and Stephen Rimmett, Chris Rimmett, they all says that they're lucky because they've got the money to get these machines and everything, but the everyday person out there hasn't, you know what I mean? So that's where the awareness comes in. And you've got to keep talking about it, because there's no cure at the moment, unfortunately. You know, it's like your Alzheimer's, your dementia, isn't it? There's no cure. So.
No, but it's like Stacey said to them, the radio of the week, there are diseases now that there weren't cured 3 years ago, so it gives you hope that they will hopefully find one.
But I know Stephen's probably been trying things, but we don't know, do we?
We don't, unfortunately.
You know.
So before we have a bit of fun, obviously Bradford City have made a tremendous start to the season. How do you think they'll think it's just a bit of luck, or do you think they can sort of continue and hopefully be around the playoffs, or do you think it's more like mid-table? What's your favourite thoughts?
Before the season, because obviously all my friends are Bradford fans, I've got a couple of Huddersfield fans which I'm talking to at the moment. But I said as long as it's finished above the relegation zone.
Yep. Yep.
So the start that they've made, it's great if you're a gambler, because if you put Bradford to win, both teams to score, you win every game. So, but at the moment, you've got to see how it goes, because I hope to stay there all season. You never know. But now there's not many teams catching them, if you know what I mean. There's only 5 teams now up there. And I think there's a 3-point gap. So mid-table, you find you'll be over with mid-table.
Yeah, so I don't know, did you ever used to watch, it's not on anymore, unfortunately, did you ever watch Soccer AM on Saturday morning?
Yeah, with Tim Lovejoy and that, the late girl, what they call her?
Helen Chamberlain, I think of her.
Yes, because she had a Torquay tattoo on the bottom.
Did she?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a bit of fun like that, and then you can drink more coffee, we can have a general chat.
Yeah.
So, first of all, can you tell people your full name? Have you got a middle name? Your full name, please.
Middle name's John, first name's Graham.
Have you got a nickname?
Ducks.
How old are you without me asking?
I'm old, I'm 69 now.
69. Where are you originally from?
Bradford.
If you were a kit man at Bradford City or during your career, what do you think you would have done?
Well, I worked at B&Q at the time, so I'll probably finish my time there.
Yeah, your favourite footballing moment, it doesn't have to be Bradford City, but anything you want.
Favourite footballing moment? David Beckham's free kick against Greece to get us into World Cup.
I think still remember that. Best friend in football?
I've got loads. I've got a lot. Kenny Black or Stephen Banks.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. Best player that you've seen play at Bradford City?
There's 2. And they always scored against us. Kevin Phillips at Sunderland scored all the time, and Ivan Toney from Peterborough, and he scored a goal. I was sat on the bench and we got a free kick just inside, about a yard, a metre, inside our half, and he just put it straight in there.
That's brilliant. And the best player that's played for City?
Right, I've been got City since 1966.
Wow.
So there's a lot of players. You could say Stuart McCall, Peter Beager, Bruce Bannister, There's loads. Because I was that promotion, we got promoted to Darlington. I've been promoted to Darlington, Cambridge. I've seen all promotions. So, the best player, I would say, Bruce Bannister.
Bruce Bannister, yeah, that's absolutely. Would Messi or Ronaldo for you?
Ronaldo all day long, for simple reason. I've seen a couple of videos, and when Barcelona were losing, Messi was sulking, but when Real Madrid were losing, Ronaldo would getting his players up rather than sulking.
What's your favourite curry then? Are you not a curry person?
My favourite curry, I would say chicken masala,
Yep.
even though I'm not supposed to eat it.
Your signature dish, can you cook yourself?
Yeah, chili.
You both, last was going to ask you about, I said you don't really do karaoke song, but if you actually get, like you said, the players actually get up and sing something,
Well,
what would yours be?
I'll tell you what, son, and I used to wind them all up, I used to sing. Some songs are very, very long, they sing, now sit down. And I used to get abused for that, as you can imagine, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and obviously that's the end of what I've got to ask you. Is there, before we shut, is there anything that you'd like to, or anyone that you'd like to thank?
Well, I would just like to say thank you to all the people who have come to supporting charities in the time that we've done it. All the people I've worked with. I can't mention Peter Jackson because he used to say to me, Joe, lift home, we end up in a pub for an hour or two. But no, everywhere at Bradford City. I mean, there's 2 people left there now, well, 3 people left there now that were there when I was there. So I wish them all the best, and I hope you get promoted.
So, well, we'll just ask you one more. What do you think to this weekend's game being cancelled in League One? I think they've got 3 players out. I think one of them was under 19, and apparently one of them hadn't even set us the game start.
Well, I'd ask you the question, if it was the other way around, and you were playing top of the league at their ground,
yep.
What would you do?
Yeah, there is that side, but yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you've got a couple of injured players.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good side.
They haven't broke the rules, they use it to their advantage, which you can't play.
Okay.
Okay?
But at least it gives us, we've got a few injuries, so it gives us time to get them back.
It works for both sides, doesn't it? So.
Yep, so I just want to thank you for your time, John.